guys, this is Nerdboywonder here, bringing you a Cardfight Vanguard deck tech for Great Nature. If you're into card interaction, card draw, and just straight beatdown, this is probably the Cardfight deck for you. Also, if you like a little bit something weird, not the typical humans, not the typical dragons, not even football players or demons, you just want to play with animals, this is the one for you. So let's check this out. Okay, our starting zero is the Blackboard Parrot. A lot of the other ones use the typical look at your top 5, look for a grade 3, but I prefer this zero because he nets you a card. He works with Great Nature's ability to force you to get rid of one of your rear guards. Coupled with the Duckbill, which I'll show you later, he can net you anywhere from 2 to 3 to 4 cards in one single turn. Card advantage is key to at least putting pressure on your opponent, but also keeping a field and also keeping a hand advantage so that you can actually defend yourself. So he's good. Our triggers, your standard 4 heal. Nothing spectacular, nothing different. If you're not running heals, then you better have a really good reason not to. All right, and then I'm running 6 criticals. Excuse me. 6 criticals instead of a full 8. I tried the full 8. I found that sometimes I just needed good card advantage. Having 8 crits was okay if you drew them, just because you had a 10k shield. But when crits aren't actually used to attack you, and they're just sitting in your hand, you kind of get frustrated. So having at least a good, just good 6 at least allows you to put pressure. Allows you to have shields, but also doesn't allow them to get clunked in your hand, especially if you're drawing anywhere from 2 to 3 to 4 cards a turn at times. Alright, and to make up for the lack of 8 crits, we're going with 6 draws. Great Nature has the drawback is that you have a potential to lose your own field advantage to yourself, not to your opponent, but to yourself. So you need to be able to refill your hand quickly. Going 6 should mitigate that. The key draw, and eventually in this build I'll switch this to the main draw, would be the donkey, because if it's sitting in your hand, you can't really use the 5k shield. You can instead put it into your soul and give a 3k boost. So you know, it can balance out. 5k shields aren't that great, but the fact that you could refill your hand is ideal. Alright, and then on to our grade 1s. Alright, I'm only running 3 Perfect Guard cable sheet. It's mainly because of the meta. Preferably you want 4. You have no way to really search them out, but there isn't too many aggressive builds around here. Maybe a couple Go Paladin decks that aren't really completely made, but everybody's not really running enough stuff to warrant me to run 4. At least locally, but preferably to be competitive, you want 4. You can't search these out, like I said. Running 4 typical 8k beater, Silverwolf. He's your preferred booster for anything in the back. He's also your preferred starting grade 1. But at the same time, some of your other boosters can actually outshine him, even though they are have less power than he does. Alright, and next is our 6k Stamp Otter. This guy is a major pain for anybody playing Kagero or anybody playing Murakami who want to get rid of your back row, because he ignores those effects. At the same time, he also ignores the big drawback that Great Nature has, where they force you to get rid of your rear guards. So on the stack, you literally have one of your guys say, I need to get rid of a rear guard so I can keep this guy in play. Well, instead you target him, the effect is negated, and you keep your field. He works with Binoculus Tiger, because whenever Binoculus Tiger swings, he gives you an extra 4k boost. Well, you put that 4k boost on him, now he's a 10k booster. So there's a lot of little card interactions, and he's one of the linchpins to making this deck work. Only 3, because he is a 6k booster. So if you don't get your perfect setup, sometimes you don't want to see the Stamp Otter. sometimes you want to see your 7K or your 8K booster. So, and then the last but not least will be for Coiling Duckbill. Okay, this guy, if you have at least 2 in your hand plus your 0, and then you have some way to get rid of at least 1 creature on your field or 1 rearguard off your field, you can net 3 cards in a turn, 4 cards in a turn. It gets ridiculous, you know, and it's only at the cost of literally playing or getting rid of 1 guy. So he's ideal to setting up early turn swings where, say, you don't have your grade 3. Well, couple these guys with your grade 0 and at least 1 guy that can get rid of somebody off the field will probably net you that grade 0 you need so you can keep riding. Good. He's also 7K booster, so he's a little bit better than Otter. Alright, for my 2 drops, alright, this guy's kind of just a flex spot. I like Giraffe, so I just threw him in here. He's not that good, but he's just a flex spot. Ideally, this can be your 4th Cable Sheep or a 4th another playset for the 2 drop. So all he does is give you an extra 3K boost, so he becomes an 11K attacker as long as your opponent has at least 2 to 3 face-up damage in their counterblast zone. So he's not that good, but some decks don't use the counterblast, so if you can abuse him, use him. But I actually would not suggest putting him into the deck. Alright. I'm running 3 Binoculus Tigers. Whenever he swings into a Vanguard, he gives another one a 4K boost. And then at the end phase, you need to retire them. So if you put his boost on top of, say, Duckbill, and then you chained off at least 2 other Duckbills, you know, he'll net you cards at the same time. If you put a boost on him, this guy won't die. So he'll boost for 10K, a Duckbill will boost for 11K. There's just a lot of little card interactions where you either net yourself cards or you can turn into straight beatdown. And he's a big linchpin. At the same time, he also interacts with the grade 3, which I'll show you in a bit. Right. Next up is 2 drop 3 compass lines. He's an 11K beater. That's all he is. He also works with the fact that you can retire guys from your rearguard. So you either net yourself cards or keep your field and beat down with the Otter. He's just straight good. He's just beef. That's all you want him really for. And last will be your typical 10K, 4 of him. Your Panda, giant Geograph Panda. Nothing special, just 10K beater. He's your preferred 2 drop ride. So that's why there's 4. If they had another 2 drop that had a stronger ability for the Vanguard, they'd play him. But Great Nature doesn't have as much support, but they gain support with Set 9. But he's still good. Alright, last but not least are my grade 3s. Alright, this will be your backup ride, but also your rear guard. It is Magnet Crocodile. Pretty much he's a 10K, and then whenever he attacks the Vanguard, he gets an extra 2K. So say you have 1 column with him and the Otter, you have your Vanguard, and then on your 3rd column you have Binoculus Tiger and then whatever's pumping him up. Swing with Binoculus Tiger, put the 4K boost on the Otter that's supporting him, then swing with the Magnet Crocodile for at least 22K. You know, you can hit anywhere from 22 to a total of 28K depending on your setup. Normally that's kind of the magic number for this deck, is at least 22, because your regard support and also just the card interactions. Pretty much you're going to have 1 column that is your weak one. Normally that's with Binoculus Tiger because he's more of the setup. Then you're going to have 2 power columns with your Vanguard and your other rear guard. So preferably he's the one you put out. He can't block, he can't intercept, but mainly he's there for pressure. And last but not least, the linchpin of the deck. This is 4 of Battler of the Twin Brush Polaris. He replaces Leopold. Leopold used to be pretty much the 3-drop Binoculus Tiger, but he can only use it in the Vanguard. Well, this guy replaced him because he allows you to attack 4 times in a turn, which is big. Especially, and it's not just he lets you attack 4 times, he lets you attack 4 times with a boost. So It's limit break 4, and then whenever he attacks, you restand a rear guard. You give it 4K, and then he has to be retired at the end of the turn. So it's good. You know, like I said, if you couple it with Crocodile, you couple it with the Otter, you know, you're swinging for at least 28K, and he's already swinging, depending on his backup, he's swinging for 21, 22 on him with a rear guard too, because also whenever he attacks a Vanguard, he gets an extra 3K boost. So he swings for 30K, or 13K, excuse me. 13K on his own, you get a 7K booster, he's 20K, 21K with an 8K booster. And then if you're using Binoculus with and put the Otter behind him, he's swinging for 23K. So he's really, really solid. He puts a lot of pressure, and he's just a straight up dick. Like, he's just mean. Alright, that was Great Nature Deck Tech. For more deck techs, just go to our YouTube page. It's youtube.com/endlessupkeep. Visit our site, endlessupkeep.com, and like us on Facebook at Facebook/endlessupkeep. Till next time, thanks.